Hi, I'm Assistant Superintendent Troy Tschida, and today we're just coming to you from the chipping green next to the big ash tree out here. Just want to give a quick demonstration today of ash tree injection. We're going to be injecting our ash trees for emerald ash borer, which are starting to infest ash trees in St. Paul, and they're going to be moving their way, or they're going to be moving this way over the next few years. So we're just taking a preventative approach and treating ash trees out here on the golf course. The chemical that we're going to be treating with is called triage. It's a chemical that a company came up with in Detroit, Michigan area to start with the infestation that happened there. So over the next few minutes we're going to go through our process of showing you how to inject ash trees here on the golf course. Just a quick rundown for you. The equipment that we're going to be using to inject the trees is called an arbor-ject system. And I have it here in front of you. It's basically just a pressurized bottle that has a main line that runs to 4 needles which are attached to the bottle, and I have a pump there on the left, and the pump hooks up to the bottle. You pressurize the bottle up and there's a little check valve on there that'll pop, and when you have your bottle fully pressurized, you release little valves in the back of those needles and it will slowly release the chemical into the base of the tree. I want to talk a little bit now about how we inject the trees. I talked a little bit earlier about the chemical and the size of this tree and where it's at. It's by the chipping green. But that also comes into how many plugs we put at the base of this tree to inject with. This tree is a 33-inch DBH tree, which with my little chart here means that we have 12 injection sites in this tree. So I have a close-up here of a spot that I've already drilled and I tapped one of my plugs into. Just wanted to get a close-up of that so you can see what it looks like. But like I said, because this tree is 33 inches, that means we have 12 injection sites, and that goes on how big the tree is. On a 0 to 15 inch tree we have 4 injection sites. On a 15 to 20 inch tree we have 8 injection sites, and on 20 and above we have 12 injection sites. Like I said, this tree is a 12 injection site tree. I'll show you real quick here on the side of this tree how we just tap the trees with a power drill. I have a little tool that's going to set the plug in there, and I just set it with a hammer. So I'll just show you that process here real quick. Just tap the tree really quick so you don't cauterize the wood in there with a hot drill bit. Just set the plug with this little tool. And we tap the plug in just past the soft tissue of the tree so it can absorb the chemical that we're going to be injecting into it. So we have our first 4 injection sites set for our first bottle of chemical. As I explained earlier, this whole system runs off of pressure, and we pressure the bottle up for this injection system with this little hand pump that comes along with the system. Once we have the bottle pressured up to the right pressure, there's a little check valve on the side of that bottle that will release, letting me know that I have enough pressure in that bottle. Once we're pressured up properly, each one of those needles needs to be drained and the air needs to be forced out of it, because there's air from our last application in each one of those lines. So I'm going to open the valves in the back side of each one of those lines and just let that air out of there until we have chemical right up to the end of the needle. So I'll go through that real quick here for you. Like I said, there's just a quick pump. You pump it 9 or 10 times and that check valve goes off. Once the check valve goes off, we just release our pump. It's all real nice, quick attached stuff. Bring my extra bottle here for my needles over. Release my valve on top here. And just let the air out. Just like that, we have nice chemical right to the end. There's no air, so it's all chemical being injected into the tree. Everything is used twice. All this chemical going into this little cup here, I'll just dump back into the bottle on my next injection. So all my lines now are fully pressured, full of fluid, and we'll be ready to inject. So now that I have all my supply lines pressurized, I'm going to take each of my injection needles, insert them into my arbor plugs here that are in the base of my tree, and release the valves so they start releasing the chemical into the base of the tree. I settle my plugs first before I open my valves so the chemical is distributed evenly into the tree. So now that all my needles are set, I'll open these little valves, the back side of each one of the needles, and the fluid begins pumping into the tree. The easiest way to know that your fluid's pumping into the tree, you do this little bubble test. Flip this bottle over. It creates a little air pocket in this line, which means you can watch the air bubble go around and distribute in between all of your hoses here. That way you know your chemical's pumping into the tree. You can kind of see right here the bubble that's going around through the tube here, which lets me know that my fluid is slowly injecting into the tree. So I'll do this a couple times throughout the injection to make sure that the fluid is evenly dispersing through all my supply lines into the tree. So now we've finished the process of injecting the tree. Just a quick summary of what we did here today and what we're going to be doing on the golf course here probably over the next month. This was a 33-inch DBH ash tree, which meant I have a chart that shows me how many milliliters that I need to be using of our triage chemical. It came out to 275 milliliters for this tree. And this tree today didn't inject too bad. There's different speeds of injection. It depends on the air temperature outside, whether it's a sunny day, cloudy day, or rainy day. Good days to inject trees are cool. Cloudy days, the tree will take up and transpire better on those days, but on hot, dry days it'll take a lot longer for trees to absorb the chemicals. So depending on the day, it'll take anywhere between 2 minutes to 4 hours to inject a tree. We've got 5 or 6 different trees, specimen trees in the course that we've located. This one, the one on the right side of number 4, the one by number 8 ladies tee, a few on the right side of number 1 fairway, and a couple on number 12 fairway. Those are going to be our specimen trees that we're going to be injecting our triage with. For the rest of the trees in the golf course, we're going to be doing a soil drench with a different chemical called Merit, because those trees aren't our specimen trees, so we're not quite as worried about them, but that chemical just doesn't last as long. So in summary, that's going to be our process this summer. If you see us out on the golf course and have any questions while we're doing any of this stuff, just stop by and ask Aaron or I whatever kind of questions you have. Thanks.